Hey, good morning, traders. For those of you who are on the West Coast, I wanted to do something a little different, do a morning update. Essentially, because what happened this morning is if you were short, if you were lucky enough to hold through some of this, I tweeted earlier today, pretty shortly after the market had opened, that now is the time to start taking some profits off the table. And the reason why what I saw that caused me to say that was when we were lower, when the market was negative at the open, this 4 EMA was outside of the lower Keltner channel. And that in itself is not a signal to buy, but it is a signal to start getting aggressive and taking some profits off the table because we could bounce, which is essentially what we're doing. And you can see here down, these are the three main indexes, how they were all essentially under the lower Keltner channel at that time. And we have been seeing lower lows and lower highs progressively, essentially since early May. And so the initial target for this bounce could be the middle Keltner channel, and at that point we'd really have to take a look and see how fast did it get there. And there are some other areas here which can help you decide, a target where it may be a good time to get short again, assuming that we are staying in this downward channel, which here you can see on the NASDAQ since May that we have been in. We did go outside of it once, and that turned out to be a good shorting opportunity that I did not take. It actually faked me out of my short call. So I've essentially been in cash just with my one position in corn, which is doing well today. But the NASDAQ could conceivably come back to this 2740 area, which would potentially put the RSI on this 60-minute chart back around 60-65. That would be an area that, let's say we'd slowly creep up there over the next 1 to 3 days. That would be a good area potentially to get short again, assuming that none of my other major buy signals trigger, which I don't think that they would. Here in the the Dow, the same essential thing, right around 12.3 could be an area. Maybe we peak outside of it a little bit like we did here. But essentially we have been hitting the 60 mark on the Dow, or rather on the RSI 60-minute chart, and that's been a significant area of resistance. Actually, we're not too far from there, so maybe it goes up a little bit more. But as long as it doesn't hit that 70 overbought area, I think any level between 60 and 70, as long as it stays under, is a good time to get short. And then finally, I just wanted to take a look at the CBOE options equity put call ratio. We saw a spike here this morning, and what I like to do, how I like to look at this chart, is sometimes these readings aren't reliable. So what I like to do is I actually like to remove the put call completely and just use the 10-day EMA, because it smooths it out a little bit. And this 0.71, 72 level is an area that traditionally has been there's enough fear in the market, there's enough people buying puts that the markets could find a short-term bottom. So the next levels would be 8.5 and 9.5, and these are really high fear areas which have proven in the past to be decent buying opportunities. If you really want to take a chance, if there were some stocks on the long side that you had been watching for a while, that would be an area that you would definitely get long. But this is just like one of the first areas, and so essentially you want to be taking your short term, your short profits off the table, and kind of wait to see if this market can find a bottom. Don't get too aggressive on the long side, in my opinion. So with that, we will talk to you guys later.